Are you ready?
Oh, I'm ready.
Let's do this. 3, 2, 1. We're having our 4th kid, and it could potentially be our last kid. So we gotta go big with the gender reveal. I'm talking elephant toothpaste big. If you've never heard of elephant toothpaste, it's a giant foam explosion. This is how big it normally is, and I'm attempting to make it 100 times bigger. Like 100 of these will fit inside of one of those. But the clock is ticking. We just had our 20-week ultrasound to get the gender reveal envelope, and there's a lot to do. I need to source the chemicals, start doing small-scale elephant toothpaste tests, build a large box with a giant reaction chamber. Oops. There's a lot I need to figure out, and I need to get started because the gender reveal is in 3 weeks. So I'm gonna build a box. Now inside of that, I need to make a funnel shape. So the skeleton is all built. Now we need to waterproof the inside of it. This needs to hold a bathtub's worth of super concentrated pink or blue hydrogen peroxide. So it's really important that it doesn't leak. So I'm trying everything, caulking it, taping it, spray foaming it, anything I can do to keep it from leaking. I'm realizing that there's an issue here. How do I waterproof the bottom of the funnel? Once I put the bottom on, I no longer have access to the inside of this. So the only thing I could think of was to make both the funnel and the bottom watertight and then use a gasket to seal them both together. I don't know, but that's what I'm going with. I've got these hanger mate screws, which has a bolted nut on the end of it. So I'm gonna lag those into the funnel, put the rubber gasket, and then use bolts in the holes to just tighten it all down until it's watertight. That way, if something leaks, I can take it apart, fix where it's leaking, and try again. All right, well, it's done. Now we're gonna test it. Before we do the large scale experiment, I'm gonna try it on a smaller scale, just so I have some idea of what I'm doing. So the way this reaction works is you take hydrogen peroxide and add soap. When you add a catalyst like yeast or potassium iodide, that peels off the oxygen from the hydrogen peroxide, and the oxygen gets caught by the soap. There's only 2 commonly used catalysts for elephant toothpaste: a somewhat expensive salt compound called potassium iodide, and what we're about to use here, which is dry cooking yeast mixed with warm water. Reaction in 3, 2, 1. Well, clearly I don't know what I'm doing, but that's okay because I have a friend who is a science teacher who does know what he's doing. He does this experiment with his 7th grade students all the time. How much more reactive do you think the potassium iodide will be rather than the yeast?
Well, the higher the percentage of hydrogen peroxide, then the quicker it's gonna work. It's gonna be more explosive. Yeast is great for a small experiment. It's easy to play with.
This was the moment I realized that this was gonna cost way more than I thought it would, and that I'd only get 1 shot at this without any large-scale tests ahead of time.
Yeast is great for a small experiment. It's easy to play with.
I'm trying to do a big experiment, which means I need a lot of catalyst. The amount of yeast used in this small-scale reaction cost about 30 cents. Whereas this reaction with potassium iodide cost $30. So scale that up by 100. Can we spend $3,000 on our gender reveal?
Yeah, right. You better not.
But just look how much better the potassium iodide is. This 1 kilogram bag of potassium iodide costs $125. We can't spend $3,000 on the gender reveal, so I'm gonna do some testing to see what the absolute minimum amount of potassium iodide is that we need. The first test we did was a ratio of 20% grams of potassium iodide to milliliters of peroxide. So that's what I'm gonna test here. We're gonna do a 5, 10, and 15% reaction and compare that to the 20% reaction. And that will hopefully give us an idea of how much money we need to drop on more of this powdery substance that costs a lot of money. So I'm putting 600 milliliters in each of these Erlenmeyer flasks, and then I'll mix them each with a different percentage. For the 5% reaction, we need 30 grams of potassium iodide. It's important that I get the ratio exactly right so that when we scale this up, I know exactly what I'm doing. So it had a slow start, but it did pick up. Now for the 10% reaction. 15. All right, well, we saw some improvement with the 15%, which is bad news for my wallet. I'm trying to avoid a $3,000 gender reveal, but I'm also trying to avoid being on the gender reveals fails list for this year. Before I go buying a bunch more potassium iodide, I am gonna test with the 2,000 milliliter bottle that worked so well the first time. Right, babe?
Right.
Here's the 5, 10, and 15% ratios in the larger flask. Playing it back, there's a little more height out of the 15%, but every 5% is $500 for the scaled up reaction. So I think the 10% will work. It's the next day, and I think we landed on the 10% reaction. We also managed to kill all of the grass in this area. So far, we've been using this 2,000 milliliter flask and filling it up to the second line, which is the 1,200 milliliter line. But what happens if we reduce the hydrogen peroxide, bring it down to the 800, and keep the same amount of catalyst? We'll definitely get less foam, but for this container shape, will we get more eruption? I mean, I think that's it, honey. So multiply this by 100, and that's what we're gonna have on the big day. Except it'll probably be blue instead of pink.
What'd you just say?
It'll probably be blue. I'm thinking it's gonna be a boy. With only a few days left and my wife's belly getting bigger and bigger, it was time for the finishing touches. Painting is a really good way to get your kids involved. Good job, guys, way to go. And stay tuned for the next video where we redo the driveway. So while that is drying, I need to water test the cylinder, fill it up with 25 gallons, see if it leaks. Here's me testing it the day before. Oh, hopefully the leak is just because it's been sitting in the sun for 2 weeks. So I'm taking it back down to the garage to clean it out and reseal it, and hopefully this time it doesn't leak. Man, this part is honestly so nerve-wracking because it didn't work once before. Let's flip it over, fill it up, and see what happens. Hopefully the next time we take this off, it's after the reveal. There's some water here, but that's just because I missed the side. I mean, it looks pretty good. It should be, because I put butyl tape all over the bottom. I even flipped it inside out and did a sticky strip along the bottom. Feels overkill, so it should work. But the reason I went overkill is because the first time I did it, it didn't work. I might as well test the injection system while we're at it. So we're gonna have this tube screwed into here with our catalyst inside. Now, I did something nifty with the lid. I drilled a hole and put a tubeless inflator valve in. This will allow me to put some air pressure behind the fluid so that when the gate opens, the air pressure will push the fluid in really fast. So I'm putting 15 PSI. We found that our gate valve here only is good up to like 25 PSI. So if you exceed that, the fluid will start to leak out. So this is what it'll be like on the big day. 3, 2, 1. It all goes in right away. All right, so we're getting a leak on this side. Shoot. That's something I didn't think about. When I let that pressure in, it kind of jumped a little. And I think that jump is what made it leak. Yeah, it just likes to leak. And like once it finds its way through, it's leaking.
That makes one of us.
At least my wife's water hasn't broken yet. But our water has broken and is leaking all over the floor. Guess I'm taking the bottom back off. I don't know what else to do, because like, it should be all sealed up. Maybe it'll be okay if it leaks a little. That just means we have to be really fast with getting the peroxide in there. Well, it's been a long day. I'm gonna let that leak out. I'll figure something out, and when I do, I'll let you know about it. We're gonna try something more simple. A trash can. Man, this was on there so good. It should not have leaked. Yeah! Something I just thought of is that this is actually gonna affect the reaction. Because it fits so tightly, the foam is not gonna build up in the cylinder shape, and the cylinder shape is what gives it all of that compression. So although the trash can is easy and doesn't leak, I could cut plywood into the stop sign shape and make my own trash can. Dude, water is so tricky. It just finds its way through. I distracted myself from the problem by cutting the grass and setting up the slip and slide and doing everything else that I needed to do before the party tomorrow. But then, while I was laying out the slip and slide for the party, it occurred to me, why not just use the plastic lining? Now, if this leaks, then it was meant to leak. And I'll be okay with it. Is your final answer boy or girl?
Undecided.
Well, you have exactly 12 hours to decide.
Okay.
She thinks it's girl, I think it's boy. We both kind of want a girl though. This is the part where we add the soap for the foam cannon. Goggles here, pick your favorite color. Yeah, they're the good ones. Man, so many girl votes. Dad, what you thinking? Boy, girl?
It's definitely a boy.
I think it's a boy too.
It's a boy.
We're on team boy. Probably won't have any more kids if we have a boy, but that's to be determined. So we've got all the buckets. The red buckets are the plain hydrogen peroxide. And then we've got a blue with super concentrated blue and super concentrated pink. So we'll give our friends the colors and the envelope. They'll pick one of the colors and then they'll pour all the plain hydrogen peroxide in. While they loaded in the ingredients, I mixed the catalyst, and then everything started to go wrong. To all you future dads out there, this is not what you want your wife to look like right before her gender reveal. Her covering her ears and closing her eyes so that the surprise wouldn't get ruined because her husband's big, expensive experiment started to malfunction. During all of the small-scale tests, there was a very specific process that we followed. You pour the hydrogen peroxide in first, then the soap, and then the food coloring. And apparently the order of operations matters, because if you put the food coloring in first and then dump buckets of pre-mixed soap and hydrogen peroxide from a height of 5 feet, the reaction starts without any catalyst. It just starts foaming up over the edges of your bathtub and then leaking out of the not very well sealed bottom. This is so painfully obvious to me now, but in the moment, I had no expectation for this, and so it was just go time. I unraveled the string, Matt dumped the catalyst in, and I was just hoping it would go off. All right, no, we'll count. 3, 2, 1. Can you believe it?
I'm like genuinely shocked. Same.
Why is that?
No, I need this. Oh, wow.
See, what did I say? Come on. I told you it was a boy.
I read it 3.
Well, more than half of you were wrong, so I was a little worried it wasn't gonna happen. I was like,
Dude, it was bigger than the tree from here.
I thought it was gonna be like spread out more, but
It was hype.
was it good? The aftermath. Hey, big guy. This video took me so long to edit that we had the baby, and the box is still up and all of my grass is dead. So yeah, this is Casey and he thinks you should subscribe. Right? Yeah! Subscribe!